get whatever is going on up here out of your head and onto the paper, because it is so important to give your mind a little bit of a rest sometimes. Hi, my name is Rachel, and I am a wellness and mindset coach. I've been coaching for just over 3 years. It's something that I am extremely passionate about, and the reason that I'm so passionate about it is because I went on this huge transformational journey and still continue to every single day. And through going through my own journey and sharing my journey, I've been able to help other people with theirs as well, which is an incredible thing. I am here today to talk to you about journaling and the importance of it and how it can affect your mindset and why you should start doing it. So first of all, journaling seems like such a big out there thing to a lot of people, and up until just under 2 years ago, I refused to journal. Like, I would always buy them and I would never really use them. And I think that I just wasn't buying the right journals for me. I firmly believe that everyone needs a different type of journal, a different style of journal. I personally prefer a plain lined journal. This is my journal that I'm currently using. I just tend to go to the store and find something that jumps out at me as far as the cover. And then on the inside, I like a plain lined journal. Now there are some that have like a grid, like dots. There are some that are blank. There are prompted journals. I think it's important to find something that sticks out at you. The biggest thing is that you want it to be something that you want to use every day, because otherwise, why would you use it if you don't want to? And journaling is something that you want to be able to ingrain in your routine every single day. So if you're not motivated to use it, it's not going to be something that you're actually going to do. So I would first start by looking at the cover of the journal. I would say that's step one. And finding something that pops out at you, whether it's a saying or a design or a certain color. I know right now the times are a little tricky and weird, so we might need to be looking online for these things depending on what state you're in. A lot of stores are closed with the quarantine right now, but I think that it's important to, regardless, take time and search for something that truly pops out at you rather than just buying any journal out there or buying one because you heard that it was a good one. There are also prompted journals out there. That might be something that interests you. It might prompt you to write something that you're grateful for every day. It might prompt you to write goals down every day. The way that I personally coach my clients to start journaling is to get a plain line journal and go from there. If you're feeling like it's not enough structure, then you can lean more towards a structured prompted journal. And if you're feeling like it is, the perfect amount of not too much structure, then great. Then you can start to kind of free journal. The way that I teach clients to start journaling is writing down gratitude first, and then affirmations, and then anything else that comes to mind. I feel like this is a little bit of an easier way so that you can ease into journaling rather than jumping right in and feeling like it's this big scary thing and you don't know how to do it, when honestly journaling is for you. It is all for yourself. It's not for anyone else. No one else is going to see it unless you show them. And I think that's the biggest thing to remember, is that this is for you. This is for your mental health. This is for your physical health too, and your soul and your mind. You shouldn't feel judged for any reason. You shouldn't judge yourself for what you're writing down. As far as the gratitude, so I mentioned that for clients, I tell them to start with gratitude and then affirmations, and then write whatever else they feel the need to write down next. Gratitude, I have people start with 3 things that they're grateful for every day. This could be something so simple. Anything that comes to your mind. It's just important to get gratitude out there into the universe, because more things are going to come to you when you are grateful for the things that you have in life. It can be something like, I'm looking at one of my plants right now. I can say I'm grateful for my plant. I might be journaling and say, wow, I really like this pen that I'm writing with. Or it might be something like, I'm really freaking grateful that I woke up today. I'm really grateful that there's sun shining through my window today. It could be something materialistic. That's okay. Sorry, my dog's barking. It doesn't matter what it is that you're grateful for. It matters that you are grateful and that you're not taking advantage of the things that you have in life. After that, I tell my clients to write down affirmations, and what that is just a positive statement, and it makes you think in a more positive light, and it kind of delves that right into your subconscious and makes you start believing it. It sounds crazy if you've never heard of affirmations or you've never said or written down affirmations before, but there really is something to it. Saying it out into the universe and then writing it down. So an affirmation is just a positive statement, something that you either want to attract to your life or something that you need to remind yourself of. I can share a couple of mine with you. A couple of my affirmations that I write down every single day are, I am happy, healthy, and loved. And then another one is, I live in abundance and financial freedom. Do I necessarily live in 100% financial freedom? No. But do I have enough money to get by and do the things that I want to do and get the things that I need to get? Absolutely. These are things, again, that you want to either remind yourself of or that you want to attract into your life. And I think it's really important to get those out and written down. And then the third part that I was talking about is just writing down anything else that comes to your mind. And again, not feeling judged by yourself or thinking, oh, so-and-so wouldn't like if I wrote this, or, it seems ungrateful if I write this. Don't worry about that. Get it out on paper, because getting it out on paper, it's almost like talking to a counselor. It's almost like you're your best counselor, because you can start to see patterns in what you're writing, and you will start to think of different either strategies or solutions, or just feel the feels for a second, and that's okay while you're journaling. It'll give you a better sense of mental clarity. And another thing that I highly recommend is to journal before you vent to someone. And I can't stress this enough, because a lot of times we all get really worked up about something and we go immediately to a friend or a family member or whoever it is that you tend to seek comfort and understanding and support from. It's so important to process the emotions first for yourself, because if you go to someone else first, they are instantly influencing the way that you are approaching the situation, the way that you're thinking about the situation, whether you realize it or not. Even if you think that this person is just thinking the same exact way as you, they aren't. There's always going to be something that they say that triggers something in your mind to think a different way. So you want to know how you're feeling and how you're thinking about something first before going to someone else. I think that is so, so important. And I'm not saying not to go to those people that you trust, but go to yourself first. Go inward first, and then if you still feel like you need to seek another person's opinion, then go outward. But sometimes it might just be enough to go inward and to do that brain dump and to just get it out there on paper. It might be enough. I talked a lot about writing without judgment, but it's something that I cannot stress enough, because there have been times when I'm writing and I want to say typo, but I make a spelling error, I make a grammatical error, and I leave it, or I cross it out and fix it. But either way, I don't judge myself for crossing it out and fixing it, like, oh, no one's gonna see this, what does it matter? Or on the other hand, oh my gosh, I made a spelling mistake. Like, why do I need to judge myself over that? I don't. I know what I mean. I know what was getting out there. Basically, the moral of the story is that journaling is an amazing way to attract things into your life. Starting your day with gratitude every day can bring amazing things into your life and can bring amazing perspectives into your mindset and can really completely transform your life. And it brings about a certain emotional healing, and it helps you to process things in a very different way than talking to someone or than just sitting and thinking about it. Getting it out on paper can help you tremendously to process and to heal, and also to achieve goals, because if you start journaling about goals that you have, you might get other ideas about ways to implement and ways to go about doing things. And writing down those goals puts it into your subconscious. It's kind of like telling your brain that it's important. So that's another thing that you could write down. Anything that's coming to your mind, whether it's feelings or colors or music or lyrics or something that you need to remember that you keep forgetting to do. It can be anything, but just get it out of your head. I cannot stress that enough. Get whatever is going on up here out of your head and onto the paper, because it is so important to give your mind a little bit of a rest sometimes. Our minds do so much hard work for us, and if we don't give it a rest sometimes, guess what happens? we aren't able to really identify what is going on in our minds. We're not able to identify what feelings are happening. We are not able to process what is going on emotionally. And guess what? That turns into a lot of other things in life that I'm sure all of you can relate to. So more than anything, you learn more about yourself, and you learn more about how you can process, and you learn how to be a better support for yourself. And then in turn, you can be better support for other people, and you can continue to shine that light into other people's lives. I am here to shine a little bit of light onto a good way to give your mind a break, a little bit of mental health, wellness, education for you. Again, just to quickly recap, if you are new to journaling, I highly recommend finding a journal that truly speaks to you, that pops out at you, that you want to journal in and pick up every day. Also, I leave my journal by my bedstand every single day, so that's the first thing that I do in the morning. And if I don't happen to get it done in the morning, I leave it out so that I see it and that I know that I still need to do it. And then once you open up that journal, writing down minimum 3 things that you're grateful for that day. It can be anything. Write down minimum 3 things. That is my one rule that I tell every single client. And I typically write down 10 things because I just write them down as they come to me. I know 10 sounds like a lot for a lot of people, but I think that if you started to write down 3 and you still have more, go ahead and write the other ones down. There's no harm in that. So number 1, writing down gratitude. Number 2, writing down affirmations. This might take you a little bit of time to get them together and to really figure out what it is that you want in life and what it is that you want to attract and what it is that you want to remind yourself of. I personally have probably 5 to 7 affirmations that I write down every day, and they're constantly evolving, and that's okay. And I'm happy to do another video about how to create an affirmation that works for you, that you're comfortable with, and that manifests the things that you want in your life in a separate video, because that's going to make this way too long. And then third is, I like to call it a brain dump, just whatever is going on in your mind. I talked a lot about that in this video, so feel free to go back if any of that wasn't clear. You can always come to me, ask questions. I'm always happy to help. This is something that I am a huge advocate for. I hope that this helped you if you're new to journaling, or if you used to journal and kind of fell off, or whether you journal every single day. Maybe you got a little bit of a new perspective of why to do it or why to continue to do it. I am always here if you need any guidance or support, and I hope everyone has an amazing and blessed day.